Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for clicking on this video and thank you very much for taking time out to watch me do what I do. It's so stunning. Yes, I've come to you full face because I need you guys to see the tea. Yes, you've seen a thumbnail, but have you seen it in motion? This face, continue watching. I'll see you guys at the end. Bye. Welcome my lovelies, thank you for coming back. For those who are new here, welcome to the channel. I hope you won't be a stranger, and in order not to be a stranger, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, okay? Click up on a card up here or click on down below, whatever your choice is. Don't forget to subscribe. And to my fam, thank you so much for coming back. Really do appreciate you all. I haven't taken anything today. My only vice today is coffee. I'm just excited to be on camera. It's because we have a few new products as you would have seen by the thumbnail of this video. Regarding the eyes, I think I'm gonna like do it and then we can get to the face because it's mainly base products, which I love if you haven't trusted. But yes, just to quickly go through what I use to prep the skin, just in case anyone was interested, because this is all part of the foundation of having a flawless base. So the first product I went into was my original clear pad from CosRx. I use this to kind of like cleanse my skin with Salix, Alba, Bark Water and BHA. It's just basically a toner pad, removing excess oils and dirt that may have accumulated obviously since you've kind of like maybe done your face and stuff like that. The next product that I went into, Ilia Face Milk. Absolutely love this stuff. So as you can see, I have the small 30 ml version of this. I've actually just bought the bigger version because this is so good. It's a milky toner. It hydrates the skin. It was literally between this one and the Raid one. A few people mentioned that rather than absorbing into your skin or your skin absorbing the toner, it kind of just sits and creates a glowy film, should we say, whereas I want a toner. I need my skin to absorb it, to be hydrated, so that it's hydrated through the day. It's hydrated all under all the makeup. This one I would highly recommend if you are looking for a milky toner. The next product I used was the Naturium Multi-Peptide Moisturizer. This is a multi-peptide blend plus ethylated vitamin C and panthenol. It doesn't leave your skin like slipping and sliding, and I feel like my skin is so plumped, it's so hydrated, it's so ready for whatever I needed to do. It looks like it's just had a lot of care to it. Quarterly beauty elixir. You can use this before makeup, on top of makeup. It's not necessarily a need, but it's just a want. I just kind of want to use it to kind of like have that refreshing kind of like feel, revive everything that's been going on, and it also leaves a lovely glowy finish. It doesn't disrupt makeup either. This is a 30 ml and you can just carry around if you wanted to. They do 100 ml, so I think I need to re-up on this and I will be getting the 100 ml. Hopefully. Again, it's not a need, it's just a want. Let me go prep my eyes and I'm gonna get into an eye look, and then yeah, we can reconnect once we start working on the base. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm back and the eyes are done. Again, it's something that I just normally do, that I just didn't think I needed to talk through the process, to show you what I'm using. We are going into base, okay? I'm so excited. So I have two primers technically three primers. The ones I'm going to mention now is a different category, if that makes sense, because the other one's tint. I have two primers and I just literally got both of them literally last week. I have the Yummy Skin Glow Serum Primer in the shade Juice Boost, and it smells amazing, it feels amazing, it looks amazing. I love it. I went to the gym the other day and I mixed it in with my foundation and it gave a nice sheer glowy kind of like finish. Yes, makeup to gym. Who gonna check me, boo? It was really nice. The second primer is kind of viral, or is viral all over TikTok. A Maybelline Grippy Serum plus 2% niacinamide primer. As a drugstore primer, this one is not that bad. It's like I didn't want to like it because I know I have specific primers that I use. This is really good. So we're gonna go into this today. I mean, but everyone knows how this works. I'll probably incorporate this in another video. We have a dropper for it, and just to even just show you what it looks like on the skin, slightly runny, but the way it just like hydrates, it's so beautiful. As in like, look at my skin. It goes on like a serum, and then after a while, once you let it air dry, yeah, it started already. It has this like tack to it. I don't know if you guys are able to see. Anyway, stunning. massaging it on my skin, it feels like my skin is so smooth. I think my skin is quite smooth anyway because all the skin prep that we've done, but it just feels so smooth and just it glides on so nicely. Up to 24-hour makeup grip primer plus 2% niacinamide, extends makeup wear for up to 24 hours, ultra blendable, up to 24 hours of hydration with a plump skin look. And yeah, no white cast, no greasy feel, does not peel, non-comedogenic, as in like it's doing the most. Normally I would go into a color corrector, but I don't necessarily need to because, okay, some of the new stuff that I have are not in their boxes because obviously I've since used them and just haven't been able to record. But this one is kind of in its box. We re-upped on the tinted version. The Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder in the shade 10. As you can see, I just used a swig of that. Oh, look how shiny and new it is. Oh my god. This is going to be our second primer. So I did this base yesterday and I have to say I took my time. I was quite proud of myself. So this is going to help like with discoloration. So it's almost like color correcting. Then there's some Marix. This is not brand of the year by now. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to kind of allow that to do what it needs to do. So there's currently a sale on one size. By the time the video goes out, obviously it's going to be said and done. I wanted to get a new shade of the foundation because I'm currently using the shade Deepest 45N, and for me it's very neutral. I used it alongside another foundation yesterday and it came out quite nice. So I'm thinking, do I need to get another one? Let's shake it up a bit. And it's so full coverage. I'm just going to use this brush to kind of like blend it so you can see the neutral undertone of it. I'd obviously done a review on it. I needed a bit more warmth than it's giving. So I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Face Bond in a shade 37 Deep Neutral. Now this runs a bit warmer. So I was going to squeeze a couple drops of that. So I'm just going to paint my face. I say paint my face, but it basically distribute the foundation. Here you go on my brows a little bit. So I've got a little bit on there, making sure this is the Morphe Continuous Mist. I've got the little bit that's on here. I'm going to grab my brush and literally just pick up whatever's on there. I feel like my brush is slightly saturated, so once I am going in to stipple in that foundation, I'm not lifting and moving it, if that makes sense. And a Continuous Mist and foundation go really, really well together. You'll see that it will just start to set. Yes, we did use the Urban Decay foundation that self sets, so it's just a nice process of mixing longevity with the Continuous Mist, allow me to blend out the foundation at the same time and also giving us a stunning finish. Now look at that. So we're getting the glow from the Maybelline primer, we're getting the blur from the Blur Balm powder, and now we're getting the fuse of those two foundations and the mist. It seems like a lot for a base, but what it's giving is a good foundation and a good primer. So this is why I'm still contemplating, do I need another one of that foundation? Am I going to trash this one? I don't want to get a new shade to have to mix in with the old shade to make it balanced. Have you guys tried that foundation? Has it worked out for you? Please let me know if you are a shade twin or shade sister. I know this whole viral thing is going around. Are we shade twins? Are we shade sisters? I'm still trying to figure out what works for me. Yeah, I feel like this mix, it just sits nicely. It's literally giving flawless. Can't forget the nag. Okie dokie. I bought a contour stick from Too Faced and it's in the new shade Espresso. Let's go back to the lab on this one, okay? Let's see if it'll show up because the last time I used it, it did not show up. I used a brush to apply it and I used a stick to apply it. So let's just see. It's smooth. It's an espresso. It smells like dark chocolate. It smells delicious that I just want to eat it. Anyway, you can see how warm it is. It's giving bronzer vibes. It's not necessarily giving contour vibes. It's a bronzing and sculpting stick, but it's just not deep enough for me. I'm not going to go ahead and put it on my forehead, or should I? Let me just put a little bit. Just keep it a bit consistent, you know? It just blends in. I'm surprised it showed up on here. What foundation did I use the other day that it didn't turn up? But it's very creamy on the skin. I'm worried that whatever I want to put on next, it may not work together because it's so balmy. That is it on the skin. Do we see a difference? Is it giving bronze right now? Okay, so I've turned down the lighting a smidge so that you guys can see in regards to that balm. Tell me why, as anyone, now it opens. Yesterday I fought tooth and nail, literally Truth and no, you probably can't see the scarring on it, but I've literally like scathed it here. It didn't open. I don't know what happened to it. Damn, but I ended up using milk. So we're gonna use this one today. I mean, she's just as pigmented and deep as the milk. Do you know what I mean? Is what we need to bring some structure to the face. I just love the Rare Beauty. Oh, it just gives what the girl needs. Don't mind my lace, please, because she is a couple days old and she is coming off tomorrow. Don't mind the concoction, okay? Don't. As I mentioned, I'm into the archives with a few products. So for concealer, I went into the NARS. She's a bit like tatted up, but this is a NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Chocolat. This concealer was my absolute favorite for a very hot minute. I did actually use the shade Chestnut to carve my brows, so that's the light shade you're seeing. Why is this brow like so extended? I'm thinking, where is she going? Oh, anyway, I'll sort that out later. I actually have a backup of this. That's how much I liked it, and I have 4 different shades. I think I have Almond, Chestnut, Hazelnut as well, I think. This concealer is absolutely stunning. It blends, it does the most, it does everything. I used this and I used Kevyn Aucoin in the shade SX13. I just added a little bit of that to our first base color. So I'm just going to put that in all the places. And a little does go a long way, especially the Kevyn Aucoin. You do not want to mess with her. I'm just gonna put a little bit what's left on a brush there and here. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that Kevyn Aucoin, as in that's why I have so much left. And I've had this for a very long time. Flat concealer brush, and it's just gonna go on the top. You can see it's slightly a bit lighter. She moves very, very well, and that little bit that we've just put, I just scooped up, goes a long way. And my brushes are not dirty because obviously I used it yesterday, so I'm just going to use my Joy Aganuga brush. This is a multi-use 005. She's actually on TikTok. Brushes are stunning. So I'm going to start at the outer edges. I need to find another word because I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying, oh my gosh, this is stunning, it's stunning, it's stunning. But these concealers, they blend out like a dream. I just love this brush because it's just a huge surface area, and I can flip it on the side and get it between my brows to blend out the nose area, or the bridge of my nose. For flawless face, you really have to take your time. It allows you to actually make sure things are blended, things are in the right place. I have obviously gone in and blended out 2 concealers that I used. I say 2 concealers, but it is what it is. Second concealer that you can see that is just literally underneath my eyes, along the bridge of my nose, and just a little bit on my chin, is again from Kevyn Aucoin. This is what that shade, it's just lighter. If you get the one size B12 base thinner and this in your shade, this is so full coverage, it will be so stunning on the skin. This is the old packaging, and this is, I say new, but it's been out for a while, and they kind of like changed the amount of product that you get, as well as the packaging, I guess, to be more aesthetically pleasing. But these concealers, I don't really speak about it much, but these are really good. Tapping and blending. Doesn't need to move. I've put just enough just to focus in the center. So let me just go into the other areas, because what I want to do is blend this eye, set it, and then go into the next eye, because I'm creasing so bad these days. But I realized when I took my time, I didn't crease as much as I normally would. I go into the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Blurring Under Eye Powder in the shade Deep. This is a very fine pressed powder. See how it kicks up in the pan? You have to be very careful. That's why I use a brush. I don't use a puff for this powder. And because it's so light, it's not gonna give cakey. I really don't know what I was doing before I was using this powder. This Pat McGrath powder is true tea. That's the proof, honey. Slightly tap this on the rest of the face. This is the Colour Fuse Glassy Skin Blush Balm in the shade Glassy Clove from House Labs, okay? And this, I did not expect. Let me just put it at the back of my hand. The colour, I don't know, because it's my skin tone, I forgot the tone color. I'll probably like put it on the screen or something, but it gives like a nice terracotta vibe. It's so stunning. As it's on the skin, once blended in, it gives a lovely tint and that glow. Like when applying it, I did the whole put it back on my palm with the brush straight on the skin. So that's what we're gonna do now, and I'm just gonna, and it doesn't disrupt. Obviously I'll put powder on, so I'm just gonna put that right here. It almost kind of gives what the bronzing from Huda Beauty and Coco Loco kind of gives. This just has more of a glowy kind of like vibe. I did not expect to enjoy this product the way I did. I didn't expect it to be this pigmented and have the blend out that it did. I ordered Tangelo and I need to order Pitaya, that is the pink one, and Acai. Is Acai? I need to order 2 more. These are stunning. If you were thinking about it, as an oily skin babe, this doesn't emphasize once it's all set. It's just beautiful. Yes, we have set under the eyes. You know, some powders and liquids, once you've like set and you put a cream on top, it gets a bit funny. Kind of like the Patrick Tart blushes, you know, use the powder first and then use the cream on top. This is giving that kind of vibe. So you can actually set all your face and just grab a bit, maybe just put a bit on your hand and just lightly tap, and you're gonna get that lovely glassy kind of like finish. Stunning. I just love this. No words. Don't think I went into any other liquid blush. There's another blush that I did want to use, and it's the Rare Beauty blush. So I bought this again during the Sephora spring sale. Again, I just haven't been able to use it. And this is in a shade Truth. She's nice. The formula of this blush, I'm just going to grab a little bit. It's like a cream, like a putty feeling, kind of like cream. I don't know if you guys would see that shade there. Maybe I'll just put it at the palm of my hand actually. And that's what it looks, you can't really see it, but it's a shade Truth. I did put it on top, I just remembered, just at the back here. It's like a putty kind of cream, but it goes on and sets like a powder. So that's just gonna go at the top here for some context. I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but it's on there. But this is good. It just has a little learning curve because of the consistency of the product itself, but it does look nice. It's nice, it's subtle. Not necessarily a need, but wanted. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and set with one size, of course. And this is in a shade Rich Peach. She doesn't really get much airtime, but I used it the other day because I'm gonna follow it up with another peachy powder. That is the tone. It's Rich Peach, it's a deeper version. So Ultra Peach in one size is light, and this is a deeper version. It's quite bright on my skin, so I'm like, why don't I use this? But again, I have so many products. I have an abundance of setting powders, so this is why it gets kind of like pushed to the back. It's really nice. I don't know why I don't use it, but yeah, one size. And their powders are just, they're just as good as the Huda, as in like those 2 powders. In regards to working for everyone, being consistent, one size and Huda Beauty, for me, they're the brands that have the best setting powder universally in regards to shades that are available, being inclusive, which I think is absolutely amazing. I mean, I have other powders, like obviously I mentioned the Givenchy one, the Makeup by Mario MAC. I think I have enough, okay? And this shade for deep skin, that is the skin set. So we have another new product. She's out of the packaging because I have used her. It's the Haus Labs Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer in the shade Kaya Spice Deep. I fudged with the foundation and the concealer. So the reason why I haven't really bought a Haus Labs bronzer is because the deep shade they had in 12 was just not deep enough. They released these ones that actually had names. And I'm surprised they actually kept the size consistent to the previous version. But this one doesn't have talc, which is the difference between that one and this one. I have to say, she is very warm, honey. But then she's a bronzer. She's not necessarily a contour. Grabbing a brush that I used yesterday. Okay, it's not dirty, okay? This is the Refa 04 face brush. I have to say, it's like, it looks deep. Like when it goes on the skin, it's like it just melts right there. It's like a cream, but then it dries down to a powder, because as I'm rubbing my fingers together, it's drying down to a powder. And we're going to essentially bronze, because it's a bronzer. I'm so used to wanting a deeper shade so that I can sculpt as well as bronze, but this is warm. This is a bronzer. I need to get my head around the fact that it's a bronzer. Just like the Too Faced bronzing sculpting stick. It's a bronzer, it's not a contour, okay? So just using that to kind of like, oh, all these hairs to blend the edge oh Jesus is Lord, the edge of the powder just to make sure that it blends into the rest of the skin. And because again it's warm, you see how it's kind of like subdued the powder up there. I'm just gonna just glaze over it just a little bit. I like the way that it's kind of like calmed down the area. I know I'm kind of like prone to having almost an unblended forehead highlighting. I'm just using the puff that I used before just to kind of get a nice seamless blend between bronzer and highlighting. I'm just gonna lightly glaze it down here. You can see it's a little bit calm compared to what it was before, so that's what I'm gonna do on this side. Again, it's a bronzer. I'm repeating it because I need to remind myself that it's a bronzer and not a contour. And now I want to add to the nose, and it's gonna go in this pocket here first. I don't want to do too much because she is warm. And I'm just gonna bring her down into obviously the under the brows and just make sure that there's a connecting avenue right there. So I think I mentioned I bought Blondie. This obviously is the new packaging to me. I bought the shade Blondie some time ago. I mentioned that one from my family suggested that I buy Peach Pie, which I did. So I used this yesterday to further set my under eye, which obviously rich peach pie. This peach pie is not bad. Shout outs to you, Lovely, for suggesting this. And then I also, I said I would never, not never, but I said, yeah, I'm gonna disregard that because it's just not gonna work for me. The Ube birthday cake powder, like, and I feel like using it today, but I don't know if it's gonna give. Obviously, Ube's been around for some time, but you guys have never seen me use the Ube. So I'm gonna use the Ube today. And let's see how it goes. This is Ube. She's giving lilac. I think that this shade was actually made so that it could be inclusive, so people with deeper skin tones can actually use it. I wouldn't necessarily use it as a first setting powder. I would go in and set with my standard setting powder first before going into that. So here it is. And yeah, just going to, I don't really like the net, but it is what it is. And it's just gonna give us a bright under eye. It is brightening. There's a slight hint of that purple shade, but you don't necessarily see it. So for my UK girlies, you know we love a bright under eye. This is giving, I don't know if you're able to see, it's like it's a hint against the brown tone. It's really nice. This is just for under the eyes, and I'm just going to do the bridge of the nose, and I'm just going to go over it slightly like this. That's Ube. And now for powder blush, another new product. This is the Make Me Blush powder blush from YSL in the shade 37. So this shade is like a corally pink. First of all, why are you bypassing the packaging? The packaging on this is so luxe. This is not plastic. It's so beautiful. Yes, she is on the expensive side. I saw this on, I want to say Uche, this particular shade, and I was like, yeah, granted she's much fairer than me, but she's good. So I'm gonna grab this blush, and she's very pigmented. She is very cute. This is like one of those days where you don't want a blush, you want a muted blush look. She's giving. So this shade, you think, oh my gosh, how is she using this shade? You have to manage the product, but don't let the product manage you. It's how you use it. So as you can see, I'm using a denser part of this brush. I'm not using this end, I'm using this end, and I'm just tapping that blush in. You can clearly see the difference here, but it's so effortless. On to the final two products that I have. This is the Givenchy Prism Libre Pressed Powder in the shade 6, is a 6 color story, the deepest that they do. In the loose powder, I actually use the shade number 5, Popline Mimosa, and this color story is actually color story 6. It comes with obviously a gorge mirror, and it also has a brush. I guess it's, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have no use for her. So she's gonna stay there. She's gonna be pretty. We know she's Givenchy. We have like a yellow shade here, a more of a peachy shade here. Then we have the pink right in this corner here. And then we have a deep kind of like brown tone at the bottom right hand corner here. So I kind of just like swirl my brush around it a couple times, tap off any excess. I want to say it's fine, but it's not loose. It's very well pressed. And I know this is like overkill, but this is what I like to do. Set the center of my face. Just lightly. Can you see there's a slight bit more brightness compared to before? And I'm not going to dip back in again. Whatever's left on a brush, I'm just going to place it. This is just an extra kind of like step that you don't necessarily need to take. There is a slight glow from that powder. I'm not quite sure why. The loose powder, this is actually the matte version. Givenchy decided that they wanted to upset everybody and give us a glowy version, which we all said no. So this pressed one was actually supposed to replace this one because everyone cried out and said, bring back the matte version. So they decided to give us the pressed formula. It's not for everyone. If you want to try it out, again, for me it was more so a want rather than a need. But in regards to complexion, I think we're done. Just to finish everything off, we're going into the Sephora Micro Smooth in the shade Sienna Deep Dark Red. I have nothing new for the lips, so let me go ahead and get that sorted, and yeah, we can get into the final product on our list. I actually got a notification that my palette guide has been dispatched. Oh my god, I cannot wait. This next product I want to use, I'd love to compare the two because people are saying one or the other. So my lovelies, I am back. I'm giving you Diana Ross, honey, or almost. And as you can see, the lips are done. So final product is One Size Powder Melt Last Setting Spray. Yeah, have I been using it? Maybe I have. When I went to the gym and I applied this setting spray to kind of like put everything together so it doesn't look so like a heavy makeup kind of look, and it gave me a stunning glow. I was online, it continued. I was like, wait a minute, is this long wear? So in the packaging it says melt powdery finishes, refresh, hydrate and brighten, all day makeup wear, non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested. It says instantly transform powdery makeup into a glass-like finish that lasts all day. Enriched with ceramides and ginger flower water, the setting spray is clinically proven to extend the wear of makeup, yet while improving radiance, texture and moisture levels immediately and over time. So I was like, oh, okay. So it says ceramide complex prevents moisture loss and softens the skin. The glassy film former supports glass-like finish and prolongs makeup wear. And the ginger flower water, which was, I was thinking, oh, what is that? It's basically a water that promotes antioxidants protection and healthy glowing skin. So we're gonna go into this because as you can see, I'm not very matte, but I'm matte. So you have to shake it well in order to activate the ingredients. I love the mister on this. It doesn't necessarily have a smell, but I'm just so excited that there's an alternative to the Until Dawn spray, which I also have. Two layers. And does it say you have to wait between every spray, or is that the Pat McGrath? The mister is so fine. See how, apart from this little boo-boo here, but see how my face is glowing. The way the skin is, that setting spray is doing what it needs to do. If you wanted to, you can still go in with your puff. It's not gonna lift, it's not gonna do anything like that, but I'm just gonna leave it as is. Taking your time makes a huge difference. I can't necessarily do a wear test for you guys. I can say, and I kind of test that it's long wearing. It holds the makeup down. It gives the glow that you would want after your makeup has settled. It just maintains a lovely, healthy, glowy skin. With the products that I've used today, I think I liked everything. Is there anything that I feel like maybe don't need to buy or shouldn't have bought? I don't regret buying anything that I've used today because the way my face is sitting, it's sitting pretty. If it's too much makeup for you guys, it's totally fine. To each their own. It was so much fun. I'm a complexion girly through and through. Eyes sometimes could be a moment, but I could have just thrown on a bronzer. But anyway, I really need to shut this video down because this, I assume, is a long one. If you've got to this stage of the video, thank you so much for watching. For those that are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also, you got this far, you might as well just like the video. And to my fam, don't forget to like the video, okay? So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you guys in my next video.